Hey, what is going on, everybody? East Tactics here, coming at you with another video, and this is actually going to be another video in my M2C Explained series. And the main thing that I'm actually talking about in this video are the M2C Droop Screws. So, why you need these Droop Screws in your life if you've got an Arrma, whether you have a V4, an EXB, Italian, a Kraton, a Centon, whatever, these Droop Screws are a must. You can search high and low like I did before I found out about M2C, and I actually found some Droop Screws from another company, and these Droop Screws have worked okay. The problem with these little Droop Screws though is that they are really short and stubby. So let me just kind of open up the Droop Screw from M2C so I can show you the difference here. So the Droop Screws from M2C are definitely more reminiscent of the stock Droop Screws in their length. As you can see here, massive difference in the length. And the reason why I actually picked these ones originally back in the day was because they had the button head, and M2Cs also have that button head, okay? This button head is absolutely crucial. Like literally the whole reason why people change out their Droop Screws is because the stock ones, let me just show you. This is the damage it does. Now you'll notice there's two different spots that have been kind of torn away here. That's because the original inner holes are from the stock arms on the V4, and the outer hole or damage is from the RPM A-arms. So there's a different location. And just a quick overview of the location, just in case you guys didn't know. Let me just flip this over like this so you can see it from this side. See how much more meat there is to grab for those Droop Screws on the V4 chassis? If you try to change over to RPM or the V or just the regular stock V4 arms, your Droop Screws are going to have trouble catching meat. Therefore, another reason why you need to make doubly sure that you don't drop back to the RPM arms on your EXB or on your V5. If you do, watch this video from Three Sons RC, who kind of goes into detail of a solution, a workaround, so that you can run RPM arms on the EXB or the V5 Kraton. Okay, so keep that in mind. And it's another reason to say that you can actually use the EXB or V5 A-arms on the V4, because not only is the chassis capable of handling the location of the Droop Screw, but also the V5 and the EXB A-arms will work with the V4 tower. So anyway, let me show you the stock Droop Screw. Alright, so now here's a look at the stock Droop Screw. It does provide access from the top, much like the M2C one, with a 2mm hex head. Now the length is actually slightly shorter than the M2C Droop Screw, even if you don't account for the button head. But if you account for the button head, it's a good 3mm shorter. The more length that you have, the better, because you're able to get in there and adjust it to the needs that you need. Hands down, that's crucial. Especially when you take into consideration just the sheer thickness difference between these two A-arms. You just need the length. The more length, the merrier. Now, this other brand that I picked up back in the day, before I knew about M2C, again, the reason why I went with these is because they had the button head. Turns out that they were much fatter in girth, so I actually had to drill this out and make the hole larger in order to accommodate for these. And the other thing you'll notice is you can't even see down in this hole. Like, there's basically, I'll stick this little screw that I have right here down, and it goes down literally that far before it even touches the metal because of the stubby shortness of this thing. Okay, now I still used it, and one of the downsides of it being so short is it's easy for this thing to get cockeyed because it doesn't have enough meat in the actual A-arm itself. So, and like I said, it was barely in there, That's why having the M2C is just a no-brainer. You don't need to search high and low, just jump over to M2C and you're gonna get the length you need, the exact same girth that's already built into the stock. The stock holes are ready for these, and it's got a nice button head on it that's gonna do the job. So I'm gonna go ahead and install these. Now because these do not have a hex head on both ends, you'll need to install them with the A-arms removed. This again is the left side, so basically you'll just push it in, kind of start it with your hand, and then put your drill in reverse and just start screwing it in. Now you'll notice I'm already starting to see meat and there's still a ton of droop here. These things go in smooth as butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the other droop screw here. The other thing that's really nice about these droop screws is not only are they made of quality material, because M2C just makes quality material. The other thing that's actually one of my absolute favorite things about these droop screws is the actual hex head drops down inside of them a good 3 millimeters. I mean, the hex head hole for these things is deeper than most things. So that right there just means that you don't have to worry about it stripping. You can set your droop, because a lot of times there's a lot of pressure on this when you're actually setting the droop in the field, and if you have a bad head and you strip this, you're screwed. There's a lot less likelihood of it to strip because it's just so deep. So that's another huge perk of the M2C droop screws. Anyway guys, that's a wrap up on the M2C droop screws. Again, M2C, their parts are just game changing. They are definitely the gold standard. I would highly recommend not using the stock droop screws, simply because it'll damage your chassis, whichever chassis you have. And these button head droop screws are the ultimate. Just jump straight over to M2C and pick them up, because they're for a good price and they have every attribute that you'd want. So anyway guys, that's enough on this video. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and stay tuned for future M2C explained videos as I upgrade my vehicle front to back with M2C parts. Make sure you check the description for links to the droop screws and any other links that you can find there. I provide links to a lot of different things. I've even got a link to my master list of all parts that I've ever purchased from Amazon and other places. I've also got links to 3DRC. I've got links to Pyronitro, who makes those custom parts for your fans. If you guys want to spend the winter upgrading your cooling system to prepare for the spring and summer, I would highly recommend watching this video, and check the description for Pyronitro and Recall for the parts that they provide in this project. Anyway guys, East Tactics out.